morning to one and all present here. I'm Sabina Khan. I feel extremely privileged and honored to be given this opportunity to host International Women's Day event here at DPS Srinagar. DPS Srinagar is one of the most trusted names in the quality of education, which is recognized throughout the country for its progressive approach and commitment to excellence. In a span of 20 years, DPS Srinagar has established itself as one of the best institutes, not only in the state, but in the country as well. I would like to bring to your notice that DPS Srinagar has the most beautiful campus among all the other branches of DPS. Yes, we're proud of it. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all are gathered here to celebrate this big event, International Women's Day, on this day, huge sentiments are expressed about the power of women and many proverbs and poems directed towards women. But why today? Why not every day? Yes, every day should be Women's Day, and one shouldn't need a special occasion to make the women in their lives feel important. I hope majority of you agree with me, with no offense to all gentlemen sitting here. I would like to extend my heartiest gratitude to our honored guests, who are the representatives of 4 global NGOs, all of which are committed to women's empowerment, gender equality, nurturing leadership, healing social justice, peace, compassion, and protection and preservation of our only home, planet Earth, or Mother Earth, if you focus on how our home nurtures and supports all of life. So I would like to call Vijay sir to please felicitate our honored guest by presenting their memento as a token of love. To Mr. Bharat Vaklu, Executive Director, Co-founder, Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership. Ms. Nilima Bhatt, Founder, Shakti Leadership, Bangalore, India, Mexico. Mr. Alexander, Co-founder, Home for Humanity, Germany, France. Ms. Rama Mani, Co-founder, Home for Humanity, India, France. Ms. Monica, Curator, wiseexperience.com and Grandma's March. Ms. Savita Ban Vaklu from Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership. Now I will request our esteemed chairman, Mr. Vijay sir, to share his experience on this big day.
I really didn't know that I had to speak, otherwise I would have also got a few pages written. But I don't know, I heard about equality of women, and I did not hear about the supremacy of women. I don't know whether many of you know that Kashmir terrorism was basically fought by the Kashmiri woman. You know, what used to happen in those bad days was that these people would come armed and they would enter a house and they would tell this lady, cook our food, do this, do that, we'll stay, we'll not stay. This went on till I think 1993. And 93 is when the Kashmiri woman decided that I'm not going to entertain these people. It was a very big step at that time. Before that, they would be shot in their legs. Acid used to be thrown at their faces for not wearing a burqa. And all the worst things that they could face at that time. But they took a very bold, very, very bold decision that we are not going to support terrorism. Now, when you talk of equality of women, I don't think I have read anywhere or any leader giving this credit to this Kashmiri woman. You know, it is then when they told their men folk, please get out and fend for yourselves. What a delight it is to find a Kashmiri at probably every corner of the world because of the Kashmiri woman. I was in Angkor Wat, a remote area in Cambodia, and I'm walking there and Kiran ma'am is with me, and suddenly a gentleman stood in front and said, Adavaji. I said, what are you doing here? I said, you've got a shop here. I've got 2 rooms here. Why do you want to waste money in a hotel? Come and stay here. No, that's Kashmiri, my dear. Then I go further and I meet another gentleman and he said, that's up. 10 minutes, I'll get you noon chai. So we sat there, we got talking. I said, what are you doing here? He said, I've got a shop in Beijing. I don't want to share his secret, but I said, how are you in Beijing? He said, please don't tell anybody, I married a Chinese. I said, okay. So I'm just sharing this secret of his with you. But basically what I want to tell you, ladies, and that is primarily my pride to be here today, to tell you what a Kashmiri woman has done. And I don't think I'm very biased as far as mythology and religion and other things are concerned, without meaning any offense. But I don't think any mythology has given credit to a woman. I mean, from my childhood, I used to see these Hindu goddesses being dressed so immaculately and so, if I can use the word, sexually. I mean, I never understood that who am I going to pray, the lady or the man? And then you have stories, a whole lot of stories in every religion, which have not, in my opinion, given the due credit to a woman. I don't think anybody has given this credit also, that the woman gives birth to a child, then the woman looks after the child, she looks after the household, and she also gets bullied by the mother-in-law, with most of the cases. I'm not saying any one of you is doing that, but I do see a few smiles, that means you are. So when this school started, I think Smaira is a witness to that, and we advertised for teachers. 23 teachers, all women, came forward. No man came forward at that time. So I was quite surprised. Anyway, they had their own compulsions or whatever. But these 23 ladies, first time went to Delhi for a training. And if the foundation of the school is because of these 23 ladies. Some of them are still here, some of them have gone bigger pastures. And I do take pride that I give credit to the ladies of this school. And the school is because of all of you. I'm not meaning any disrespect to the gentlemen who are sitting here. They're also putting their bit. But I know the compulsions that you have, and I know what we have talked over the years, that when you walk into the school, leave your worries behind, and when you walk out with a smile. And ladies, I must say, that is what your strength is, and that's what the strength of the school is. And I'm personally very proud of that. I don't know what the international situation of women is, but I don't think any country or any place has faced the same hardships over the centuries as a Kashmiri woman has. I'm not talking about 1990. I could go on to 1770 or 1780, where Bharat will be more conversant as to how Kashmir faced at various situations, whether it was Afghans, whether it was others. Yet, the Kashmiri lived by the strength of the woman of Kashmir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The theme for this year's Women's Day, according to United Nations, is Digit All. innovation and technology for gender equality. So together, let's accelerate gender equality and empowerment today for more and more sustainable tomorrow. Now I'd like to invite Bharat Sir, Executive Director, Co-founder, to express his views on this big day. Please put your hands together. So Bharat Sir.
I must also tell you, and Bharat, that there must be at least 3,000 to 4,000 children who passed out from this school. And I always give preference to the women, and these children are doing phenomenally well. Phenomenally well. It's really a delight today to come across a Kashmiri girl in Delhi or in London. What are you doing? I'm doing journalism, I'm doing law, I'm doing other things. And I can see one of them sitting here who's an architect and yet she came to teaching. Thank you, sorry.
Yes, really proud moment for all of us.
Thank you. With your permission, I will step down here because I would like to be closer to the audience. So let me start off by saying thank you, Vijay ji, thank you, Sumera, thank you, Rafia, and thank you very much to all of you for having taken the time on International Women's Day 2023 to host us at your lovely school. Frankly, Savita and I, who are locals, and we have seen how the school has been brought up. We have seen that every single year there was an improvement, there was a change for the better. And as Vijayji rightly said, it is on the strength of brave and courageous women like yourselves. So let's put our hands together for you on this very, very special day.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I am part of a foundation which my elder brother Arun and I have co-created. It's called the Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership. And we have chosen to be here with you in the school today because we wanted to remind ourselves and all of you that while the world might talk about International Women's Day, as Vijayji very beautifully articulated in his remarks, through millennia, Kashmiri women have always stood up against injustice, against violence, against anything that was not right and which was not aligned with joy and happiness and peace. So we need to remember that as we celebrate International Women's Day, let us reclaim this beautiful tradition because this DNA is in all of us. And for us, it's a question of reclaiming this again because it is my belief, and there are many who share this view, that the women of Kashmir can be an inspiration to women and men everywhere in the world because Kashmir, apart from being a great source of philosophical learning for the entire world and of course the Indian subcontinent, Kashmiri women like Haba Khatun, Ladeshwari, Arnimal, Ropa Bhavani, and the kings and queens like Didda and Kotarani, and right from the times of the Mahabharata to present day, women have stood like a wall against whatever is not right. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we need to reclaim this. We need to bring this spirit out again because truly that is the only way in which we can usher in a new world where we are inclusive, where we are appreciative of one another's gifts, where we are appreciative of diversity, where we are appreciative of the fact that peace cannot happen until our hearts are filled with compassion and love. And in that spirit of inclusion, we create a new world where everybody has a place, but where violence and injustice do not have any role to play. So with that, I would now hand over to our excellent MC for today.
Thank you so
but
much.
Once again, thank you very much for being here. We will also want to listen to all of you eventually. So that really is part of the reason we are here, because at the end of the day, you are the future leaders. You're creating future leaders. You are leaders yourself. Because schools like this, in fact, as I was walking, sir, I saw a beautiful banner that the future of the world is created here. And how beautiful that statement is. It resonated with me immediately because I do know, and as Sumera ji also knows, I have always felt that young people are the future leaders of the world. And people from Kashmir have gone all over the world and are making an extraordinary mark. So thank you very much again, and thank you, sir, for having us here
Thank
today.
you so much, sir. Now, Ms. Nilima Bhatt, founder Shakti Leadership. Please, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together.
So as part of Shakti Leadership, and I have 2 copies of the book here, which I will leave behind for Vijay sir and Sumera ma'am and whoever else wants to read it. Our global mission is to create 100,000 women change makers by 2030 who will collaborate to create peace, prosperity and beauty through the exchange of multiple forms of capital. So while I travel around the world and I teach, I've had this deepest aspiration to bring peace to Kashmir and inclusivity to Kashmir through the women of Kashmir. And this is how this beautiful group of people came together around this common aspiration to launch the idea of Moj Kashir. Moj Kashir is Mother Kashmir. Merge, yes.
Moj Kashir.
Yes.
Moj Kashir.
Yes. Merge Kashir. So how about looking at Kashmir itself as a mother to the rest of the country and to the world? And how every woman here is able to bear that archetype and be a mother to the world, right? So what does that mean? It will mean healing the past, it will mean reclaiming the present, and it will mean pioneering the future, right? So these 3 things have to happen almost like a braid all together simultaneously: healing the past, reclaiming the present, and pioneering the future. So it's this project that we have brought to Kashmir on this International Women's Day with the most excellent partners who can come together, and they will each speak their vision and their joy in collaborating here and being of service and understanding what is it that you need and what you want and how can we help and how can we serve. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Best of luck, ma'am. Mr. Alexander, co-founder, Home for Humanity. Please put your hands together.
I should put my hands together for you.
Thank you so
And
much, sir.
happy Women's Day to all of you.
Thank you
And
so much.
It's really such an honor to be here, to speak to the mothers, the grandmothers and the daughters of Kashmir, and to be in Mother Kashmir. Rama and I founded Home for Humanity, an organization that looks for the most regenerative role models that can build the future. And stepping into this school with this passion for building the future, seated by 23 women, as you said it, and looking into your eyes and feeling that you face the greatest hardship in this part of the world, but that you also have the biggest hardship that you are carrying forward. And this is what Home for Humanity, the partnering organization with the Foundation for Peace and Compassion, with the Center for the World Unity Center, with Shakti Leadership, we are looking for homes for humanity as organizations like this school that are transforming society, in a holistic way, in a regenerative way. And when we think regeneration and holistic, we have to look first at women, because you understand what regeneration means. And we have built over the last many years a whole movement of homes for humanity, enterprises, communities, schools on all continents, all passionate not just to come home to who we are as human beings, but passionate to build a different future. And we knew that our journey for sure is not complete till we are here with you in Kashmir. And I want to add, as Nilima ended, we are here to serve, to explore, to work with you. This is just the beginning of a conversation, but we see what we see already here in the short moment, the Delhi Public School as a home for humanity, and embedded in humanity, as you all undoubtedly know. In humanity, which word do we find in the word humanity? Human and unity. Unity. And that's, I feel Kashmir's gift, the gift of Kashmir's woman, to bring that unity, not just to your land, but to a world which faces massive disunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Ms. Rama Mani, co-founder, Home for Humanity, India, France. Please put your hands together.
Thank you. So just continuing right on from that, I want to say first, this beauty, this new year, our first conversation with our sister Nalima, and she said, this is my dream. And I commit, because it's one thing to have a dream, but she said, I commit to manifesting this dream of Moj Kashmir, because we need the mothers, grandmothers, and daughters of Kashmir. And immediately when she had the dream, she said, I know a family which can be the home, because for a dream to be manifested, it needs to be planted in fertile soil. Just like you took the stone quarry, which was barren, and you made it a fertile soil for the building of the future. And she immediately said the family, the Vaklu family, where on both sides of the family, going back hundreds of years, and in the present and into the future, they are recreating the unity which has been the symbol of this land forever. So that was the next perfect marriage that happened here. And we couldn't think of anything better than to be here, to honor you. And wherever we go, whatever Alexander has done in his life, I've done in my life, my work has been in societies like Kashmir, which are torn by war, by genocide, by dictatorships. And my work has been, how do we restore peace, and especially how do we restore justice? And as you can understand, exactly as Vijayji said, it is only the women from South Africa to Palestine, where 2 years ago on International Women's Day, we inaugurated our first Home for Humanity, which was in Jerusalem, Zahira Kamal's family home, where even under house arrest, and even when she was in prison, she was creating the first women's movement, the first political movement which was feminist and pro-youth, the first women's the cooperative, all happened in her own family home, to many other women-led homes for humanity around the world, including the Aliyah School, the best girls' school in Jordan, which has a very similar ethos of enlightened humanism. So it's very important that we are here. And everywhere what we find is we only come to learn, to listen, to learn, to be enlightened by your experiences, because it is you who have faced the brunt of all of these challenges, these difficulties, this violence, the seclusion, the isolation. You have the wisdom, the intuition, and the vision for what that future will be, which doesn't have all these things. What will Jannat-e-Kashmir of the future look like so that the world can become a Jannat? The vision of Home for Humanity is let's together co-create not heaven on earth, but home on earth, where every single human being of every background, every culture, and every life form, the rivers, the mountains, the lakes, can be a home for all. And that requires us to know how to transform a divided world into a united home for all. And that requires your visions. So after we speak a few words, what we are really looking forward is your visions, your intuitions, your wisdom, your experience on how can this transformation take place? How can Kashmir again become this beacon of unity, the unity and humanity with ourselves, the inner home, with each other in our local homes, and with the whole earth, which is our, as you beautifully said, our only shared home. So we are longing to hear your beautiful voices and wisdom. Thank you so much for bringing us to this beautiful place.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Miss Monica, curator, wiseexperience.com and Grandma's March. Please put your hands together.
Well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure for me to be here. I don't know if it's good afternoon.
Yes,
good
it is
morning
good
still?
afternoon. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, happy Women's Day. Yes, it's a pleasure for me as a woman be here in front of you and honoring you. And thank you for inviting me to be here. 5 years ago, I come from Colombia, South America. So you may know something about Colombia. It's also a country that has gone through a lot of conflicts, violence, a very difficult one. And I left my country very early because of all this, very traditional, very conservative, and I wanted to grow as a woman in the career. And in the middle of that career, I was looking to my sides, and I was always the only woman sitting around men in leadership positions. And I was looking for inspiration, and I found Nilima, I found Shakti Leadership. By that time, I was moving to the US. I live in the US right now. And through Shakti Leadership, I found a sisterhood, women that were searching for the same. We are from all over the world, and our mission through Shakti Leadership is come with a project that it really impacts the world and also comes from our bliss or from our heartbreak. And I was taking Shakti Leadership to my corporation. I work in human resources. I work a lot with diversity and inclusion and gender equality, but I knew there was something deeper. So my project is all about my grandmothers. I'm inspiring them, and it's called Rosita and Pepa, which is their names, or the names I used to call them. They are not here anymore. So what I do is take the word of the grandmothers, the archetype, their messages to the world, inviting a woman to share the stories, inviting grandmothers to share the stories. And I have found that through those stories, we touch with our essence, with my own story. And when I interview men and women and they share the stories, I found the essence of the grandmother archetype, which means love and caring, and there is art, and there is food, and there is beauty. And then we as women, I found that we have this mission, something that I can connect so easily, so beautiful. So that's what I do. There is Grandma's March, an event I do every year on the month of March to celebrate the grandmothers. So it's not only grandmothers, but all the feminine wisdom comes there. And yeah, that's what I want to offer. So it's a beautiful project, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you sharing. And I really want to start collaborating with this amazing group so we can really bring to Kashmir the healing, bring back the stories, so we all back connect to that, heal the past, and be really present here with our hearts and pioneer the future, because we women are really a seed that we need to take it there. So thank you so much, and
Thank you
it's a
so
pleasure
much,
for me
ma'am.
to
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ms. Savita Banvaklu, Foundation for Peace and Compassionate Leadership.
Can I give you a little anecdote on grandmother's grandparents, which she mentioned? You know, when we opened the school, I would see these grandparents standing on the roadside, waiting for the bus and put their grandchildren in. So then we decided to have a grandparents' day. Very good. Which is the first time that it was done. And it's such a delight to have these grandparents express themselves, shout, scream, sing. And I remember the first grandparent day, a gentleman came up to me and he said, I have to meet my girl. I said, you can't do that. That's not the rule. I said, no, I have to. You know, for last 5 days, she's been telling me you have to come to this grandparents' day, but you must come in a suit. So I bought the suit. I want to show it to her. But it's such a delight when you mentioned about grandparent and grandmother. My own grandmother always used to tell me, if you ever have something, first build a school. Wow. Second, if you can, then you build a hospital. After that, if you want to build a mosque or a temple or something, but school is a must. She always used to drill this in my mind, that the school builds the future. And
okay, I'm going to request my husband, as we always do, keep a tab on time. Because if I overshoot, he's not going to be happy. So 2 minutes before my time is over, just knock, and I'll stop.
no, it's Women's Day. So
So you know what I wanted to do, because you heard amazing speakers, and it's our delight. We didn't even know that today it will be possible that Mr. Dhar himself will be here to be part of this intervention. So thank you so much. Thanks a lot. He's part of family, and he said, you know, I've come to welcome your guests. I said, yeah, family needs no welcoming. We'll just come. So I just want all of you heard all these amazing speakers, and more than speakers, they are doers. And more than doers, they are actually creating some change at the ground level. So before I share with you, because as I said, I have been in the teaching profession for a long time, actually teaching like training and development. So part of that, I realized some words I have to put down because I wouldn't just be comfortable sharing. You know, I might miss something, so here we are. I want you just for 30 seconds, just close your eyes and take a 30-second break from the words that we are using. I think my 30 seconds are over. And as you know, in these debates these days on television, they say 10 seconds. And Anand Ranganathan is one person, maybe you see him on Times and all, he says 30 seconds. So 25 seconds, so my 30 seconds are over. So I really want to start with the school, DPS. When it was started 20 years back, Kashmir was, and I don't want to mix words, Kashmir was truly burning. We have gone through that. And I am a Kashmir Kur. Like yesterday, Alexander and Rama said that you are Merj Kashmir. I said, no, I don't give that name to anyone. That is Merj Kashmir is our mother. I am a Kashmir Kur. Kashmir Kur, matlab Kashmir is Kur, okay? So I look at myself like that. So wherever we have been, wherever Bharat and I have been, from Jamshedpur, 17 years, Delhi, 6 years, New York, 5 years, then part of US called Stratford, 2 years, and now Pune for 5 years. Honestly, I don't connect to any place as I connect to Kashmir. I feel a special bond. So yesterday I was talking to Arun. Arun and Bharat have started this foundation for peace and compassionate leadership. He looked at me and he said, you look very happy. I said, Merj Kashmir. So we have just been here 2 days. I wanted to share something I'm sure most of you are aware. This school was co-founded or started not just Vijayji alone. You know Kiran ma'am. She has been I think what should I say, the backstage or the front stage person. Whenever I've come, I just come twice, I think, earlier. She was the one who was on the ground looking at classes being built, children doing this. So for today, because being a Women's Day, let's acknowledge Kiranji's contribution. And all of you, 23 teachers to this number with so much dedication and children loving to be here, from grandfathers to the kids. So give yourself a big hand. So thank you so much. I want to share just 1 or 2 stories that came to my mind when we had the speakers speaking. One was my mother. As Vijayji said, our mothers and grandmothers have impacted us immensely in Kashmir, immensely. My mother's thing used to be, wherever you go, spread your fragrance. Now this is so amazing. I would say, spread your fragrance what? With the incense stick, or, I mean, you don't realize. But today, when I look back, whatever work I have done for the last 35 years in the areas of training, development, transformation, this is one thing that has stayed with me. Wherever I go, can I spread little fragrance? In fact, in my training programs, I used to burn incense in one corner so that the whole mood changes. The other thing she told my husband when we got married, remember to plant trees. These trees are not the trees, the one we say Chipko movement and all. What she meant was, if you have the authority, sign and put a sapling somewhere. Give somebody a job. So plant trees, okay? So these were 2 things that came to my mind. And the last one, I'm sure most of you know Mrs. Vaklu, Mrs. Khemlata Vaklu, who has been a pioneer, a champion, a volunteer, a grassroots worker. She's my mother-in-law. Of course, we have our own tiffs once we are together. We do our own But yesterday I said, come back early. She's in Jammu. She's just coming in a week, 10 days. She said, Kya is ye? Why? I said, I'm just missing you. I mean, this home, I've never been without you, okay? She's been there. But believe me what she has done, and she is somewhere in her mid-80s. She surprises me that she doesn't stop interacting with grassroots volunteers and her party workers. So I said, just let it be now. She said, ab main chhod rahi hu, ab main chhod rahi hu. Next day I hear she has a call today evening again, and she wrote a beautiful novel, a story actually based on her family, a Kashmiri century, which is all her grandmothers, aunts, cousins, everything, the ethos of Kashmir. So I wanted to share that with you, with the mums and the, grandmothers. Our grandmothers were so wise. We had no counselors those days. We had no psychiatrists. We had no therapists. But whenever I would have any issue, I would talk to my mother, either. I was at the engineering college, so by the time I would come back in the evening or a glass of chai, she would say, how was the day? So I would narrate all the issues. I was the only girl in 75 boys. I was doing mechanical engineering, so hammering everybody, but then it was a delight because it made me really realize how powerful I could be, because they were all like, ek hi ladki hamare class mein hai, but it was lovely. So I wanted to share with you that also was a lovely experience. Being with women, amazing. Being without them, you can do a solo performance as much. You could have a guitar in your hand and play the guitar. But having a nice orchestra, of course, any day, okay? But make yourself, and just 2-3 words I'm taking from the speakers here. The first one was reclaim yourselves and forget the past. Whatever we have gone through in Kashmir, we will never forget. It has left a hole in everybody's heart because everybody lost somebody. So reclaiming ourselves, transforming ourselves, and actually forgetting what hell we went and not letting that be the seed of a hatred for somebody else, okay? So looking in the future, as Shakti leadership does, in areas where Rama and Alexander work, these are strife-torn places. But do you see that wherever there is war, Ukraine, whatever, you'll always see women in the forefront with a placard or something. Do you notice that on television news? And you realize, my God, what strength. In a complete war zone, they're out there spreading the message of peace. So that was one thing that I wanted to share with you. And because we spoke a lot about holistic, I think Vijayji talked about holistic, about the woman or home. I don't know who mentioned, but I just wrote here. And if you look at the holistic word, what it does or what it is for today, just leaving that behind with you as a fragrance. The holistic is W for women, H for home. Even today, the children come to you running, खाने में क्या है? Husband को नहीं बोलते हैं, हम ही को बोलते हैं. हम थक के जाते हैं, घर जाते हैं, we're tired, तो रहने से बात, like that. So home, then of course O, outgoing. You find women are so outgoing as compared to men. I'm so sorry. तुमसे सोचा ना ज़्यादा क्या करो. हम लोग गए तो गए निकले, है ना? So that is it. And L for loving. I for impactful. Women have amazing impact. Starting with, we can give birth to men or women. And of course, service, S for service. And interpersonally, they are amazing. The skills they have, they'll hug you. Doesn't matter which part of the world you are. They'll kiss your hand. So we have a lot of interpersonal stuff. And the last one being compassion. So I know I exceeded my time, but I think my husband was enjoying listening to me. He didn't do the... So anyway, thank you so much. From divided to united, I loved that. And what a delight it was to see the teachers who have been the part of foundation of DPS. And I really enjoyed these days, people don't talk of just brotherhood. They talk about sisterhood. they thought that I'm part of this brotherhood. I mean, I love that brotherhood part, but now we have to give each other strength and be part of the sisterhood, as you have your sisters here. Nilima from the Shakti group, Rama from, I don't remember the name, Home for Humanity. So Alexander and Rama, and then of course Monica, who's doing work where the grandmothers and the women come in that form. Vijayji, I have no words. So thank you very much. Sorry for giving me 30, 40 seconds extra, but I am very happy to be here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So let's begin with our question, answer, and interaction session. Let's go ahead with that.
So this will not be a traditional question answer because
No,
we are
no.
not speakers.
Just interaction, yes, ma'am.
You know, so what we really want, all of us, as we've all said, that the only way we can create. Do you think it's a good idea on this Women's Day?
Yes, ma'am.
That the dream that Nilima had and planted here. I missed out to say the most important thing, that when she said that this will be the most fertile ground, immediately in our first conversation with the brothers, they said, oh, one place we will definitely go is to the Delhi Public School. And only when Alexander and I stepped in, we understood, aha, that's why they wanted us to come here. And when Vijayji said, my grandmother's first teaching was first create a school, before a mandir, before even a hospital, first heal the minds and cultivate the minds. So I just wanted to add that to honor that that was the first place you came. So here what we want to hear is if we want to, so do you think that creating Merge Kashmir, a home for humanity for the women, the grandmothers, mothers and daughters of Kashmir, supported by the men of Kashmir, championed by the men of Kashmir, in order to heal the past, create, reclaim presence and pioneer the future, is it a good idea? Yes. Yeah. If so, can we possibly do it without your wisdom, your experience, your visions, and your commitment? So now we are here just to hear, and we would ideally like to hear every one of you, something you would say about your experience, your stories, and what would be your vision of a united Kashmir, which could be an inspiration for the world, and the role of women to heal the past, reclaim presence, and transform the future.
So what I would suggest is, Rafia, if you could just circulate the microphones, and even if you have just one word to share, even that would be one, an inspiring word or something from your own experience which you think would be like a brick added to the creation of this house.
And like a tree for this garden. And your names.
And could we require to hear every name?
Every name.
Please. Thank you. So we can.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Minsha, and I have been an alumni of this school only, and right now I'm into the teaching sector. First of all, I would like to wish Happy International Women's Day to all the lovely women present here. So, my vision on this day is that we would like. We need to create a society where women are heard.
Right now they can do better. Please hear her.
Where women are heard, where women are given equal rights, and where women should be able to make their own decisions without getting discriminated and without facing violence. And we need to create equal opportunities for women, especially in Kashmir, because they are facing a lot of harassment, whether on roads, in buses, or in any public transport. So we need to create a society where this discrimination should end. So that's my vision on this day. Thank you.
Could we request, if that's okay with you, would you add to your visions? Like, what is your personal commitment, your passion, your purpose towards realizing that vision?
Women should be able to make their own decisions, first of all. That's because what I face in my family is that I am not able to make my own decisions sometimes. I need to ask my brother, I need to ask my father. So I just want to end that here. Somehow I'm dependent on them. In some cases, not all, but in some cases. So I just want to end it.
You're committed to ending that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bravo.
very good. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So myself, Asya Shah, and I'm basically from downtown. Downtown is basically the hub of, the center of everything that went into that chaos and everything. Sir, I personally, apart from that conflict and that chaos, there are two areas where I think we need there is a lot of work to do. One is basically there are no places for women who go through the process of divorce. I feel, unfortunately, in Kashmir, it is like if a women sort of her relationship gets destroyed by some means, even if she is not married yet, she is engaged and she happens to go that process of like separation and everything, there's this bad environment that she goes through and that trauma that she goes through. So I believe that there should be some sort of homes for them where they feel like it is actually their home and their demands and let it be small things are like met on every day. I'm following a page on Facebook is by the name Weston. Most of you must be following it. So I frequently I see a post, a girl is posting on that there should be homes for divorced women, because there are so many comments written down there that we also want something like that. I'm slightly nervous and sorry for that.
Please carry on. We're listening.
And the second area is where I think I personally haven't seen any work done on that front, unfortunately, and my heart literally like aches for that. And I've seen acid victims, especially. I'm not talking about like those who have gone through just the way Sir said, militancy and everything, but those women who are sort of whose face were distorted by guys like who were deceived or betrayed or whatever thing they went through. So there are no areas, there are no work fronts for them. I seriously want something for them, because they go through a lot, like mental trauma, and that I cannot understand. It's difficult for me to process the thing, how they will be able to see the mirror. That very thought scares me to death, like to see that confidence shattering on every day. That's a very bad thing. In Kashmir, we don't have that counseling thing. Maybe the girls are, maybe they choose, and the environment is such negative that they don't choose to go out and face the society or to go for the work. They don't try because their very confidence base is basically the confidence, I believe. To some extent, it rather to vary. And when their confidence shatters, I don't think they are in a position where they can go out for work, because their very image, their very personality, everything is shattered. And they have to continue to live, and their parents know that we might, let's say, survive for 60 years, 70 years, and then we have to go, and every parent has this wish that their child should get settled at some point of time, let it be marriage and everything, and they know this kid of mine is like there, and she has to live her life like this, and there are no work friends for them, and I seriously want something for them.
Thank you very much.
There should
What
be
is your name
something.
again?
Asya.
Asya.
Yes.
Thank you very
What would be your commitment towards this vision?
Ma'am, actually, when it comes to divorced area, where I said, I'm trying to save some money and do something for them.
Wonderful. Please, a
inshallah
big
trying
round of
to-
applause. Honestly, every single action, actually, let me clarify also why Rama is asking, what is your commitment? The starting point of any commitment is good intention. And Asya, you have very, very lucidly articulated what the terrible, terrible difficulties faced by women are in Kashmir especially, and it's true for many parts of the world also, but I am also aware of how difficult it is, and I think we have made a note of this, and inshallah, with the grace of Almighty, we shall be able
So
to
I'm
do something
sharing
about
this
it.
thought because I found it maybe there might be some help from your side on
Absolutely,
this
this
stream
is
of me, if at all
absolutely
it
the
is
kind of
possible.
thing that needs to be
Thank you
attended
so
to.
much,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you
It's
very
so
much.
much
Thank you. Okay, next.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. I think Shazia. I will tell you something that gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. As Asia was saying these things, I think I'm doing independently all these things. I'm the pillar for my family. I live alone. Because I have gone through these things, so I think I'm enough strong to take care of my family, my husband. I think he's all depend on me. Yeah, because I have taken this step to become a strong woman. Yeah, to set an example. Yeah, I will not go through all these things which I have my mother or my aunts have gone through. So I have quoted in my family that I will do something for you people also. I will be the strongest woman in your family. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
And they are saying you are. Thank you so much.
Gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. You're making a very important connection that we cannot have a sustainable planet without first having gender equality. It's at the root of future regeneration. Excellent. And what is your commitment? What commitment are you making to make that happen? One action step. So the way we do this is, what is one action step I can take starting today, however small, that will move towards making this dream a reality?
Or making all women strong like you.
Yeah.
Work hard, take only positivity. Whatever you are gone through, you have gone through. Believe in yourself. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Nuran. And all I want to say is that women, they themselves are not acceptable of each other's persona. So how really, can they empower one another? And women, I think what women, they have the power, but it's the voice that they need.
It's the
Voice.
voice they need. Yes.
That's all.
And what, thank you. Excellent. And since you've identified this one point, that how can women collaborate and support other women with another women, what is one action step you can take towards that?
With your permission, Nilima, can I just
Yeah,
add
yeah,
one
go
thing?
ahead.
One action step that you can take or you're already taking and continue. Because it's so easy to come to the right path or the middle path, as Buddha, the enlightened Buddha said. It's more difficult to stay there. Personally, for me, I realize I know what the right path is. Coming there and staying there is where I just bungle. Okay, so what you said, like, I'm doing it, so giving more strength to women. So if you're already doing something, just share that also. It's not necessary that you start something today. The seeds are already there. You may plant it again, or, Thank you.
I think better understanding of one another. At that level is, I think, where we can really start.
Thank you. And I'd like to just build on that. This women versus women is a problem all over the world. But to understand why, as you said, understand. So it's all about power and how and where the power is. In a patriarchy, all the power is with the men and the masculine. So what is left over is a very small amount. So obviously the women start competing for a very little amount that's left after all of it is pretty much taken over by the men and the masculine. So you understand with compassion that women are jockeying for power because there is a limited supply of it. The majority of it is already taken. So from compassion, understand why a woman may be competing. And then let her feel safe with you. You don't need to compete with me. We can collaborate, So don't judge her, don't get angry with her, don't reject her when she starts competing. Compassionately understand why her behavior is the way it is, and reassure her that together we can move more than we can do alone.
Thank
Right?
you.
Good afternoon. Happy Women's International Day. I want to just carry the. My name is Ulfat. I just want to exceed the point where I like the point of Asiya. She said that divorcee woman, she feels like she's down and nobody's helping. Today an incident happened to me. One woman, she was explaining her voice to me, what is happening, this, and she's helpless. She's not explaining that to anyone else. What I feel there, like I was just listening her, and I was what to say, because from her family there was no support to her at all. And when she was explaining those things, I want to suggest her one thing, that don't close the book when the bad things happen in life. She might be listening. I want to tell her that just turn the page and start the new chapter. Thank you so much.
My name is Saima Yasin. So I want to share something about my personal life. Like, I live, of course, with my husband only, and he has been brought up in such a way wherein if I'll put everything on his table, like a flask and cup, he'll not even pour tea for himself. So now what I want to teach, and I've already started it. I have a son who is just 2 years old, and I have a daughter too. But I try to make them work equally. Like, I'll tell my son, Hashi, could you please give it to me? Mama is not feeling well, so please help me. So he has started doing that for me. So thank you so much.
I'm Naid Kadri. I'm a mother of two. Basically, as we all know, that women are basically the caregivers to her family or to elders. But when it comes to take a decision, but we are not allowed. But it has changed in my house. My son, mashallah, he's studying in Malaysia. So he's like, if I have to take any decision, and my husband says no. And my son says, no, Baba, why? Mama can. So it has changed in my house. So I'm feeling so proud that now I can take the decision. So I want every woman to be like that and change the trend that has been from years in our houses, that a woman cannot take the decision, any sort of decision. But mashallah, it has changed in my house. So I'm so proud of it now.
Excellent.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to share some experiences. Like, we are talking about women empowerment. I think it's the same women who was buried alive years ago, same women who was burnt on the funeral pyre sati system. But a lot has been changed, but a lot more needs to be done. So in you all, dear members, we see the reformers like we had Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwachandra Vidyasagar, Pandita Ramabai. We see in you the reformers who want to bring a positive change in the mindset of the society, and particularly in the mindset of the male folk. Like, even if we are working, still we have household chores 24/7. That work is seen as worthless. Like, a typical word which is being used in every household, kya karo duhas, bas baithi rehti ho. That thing, that mental scenario, we need to change. That's the first and the foremost change we need to bring. Yeah, exactly. Counseling, proper counseling needs to be done for men folk. Thank you so much.
What is your name?
Sorry, I'm Arjumant, but I didn't mean to hurt the sentiments, but this is what I feel we need to do. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for calling it out. And just to know that it's not just Kashmir, it's a global crisis. It's in a way the crisis of masculinity at this time. And as women, we need to have compassion for the crisis of the men. and yes, to not judge them, but to support them in finding their own healing.
Thank you so much for that. Tell me your name again. Sumaira. Sumaira. That's a wonderful, wonderful insight and input to have counseling centers for men. We'd have them for children in schools. But is something available in Kashmir right now? This is a personal question that I have.
No.
In Kashmir, where people can talk about their, whatever the concern is, and especially an area that I want to spend my rest of my work years is about mental well-being. Because I personally go through some periods where nothing seems to work. You don't see this Savita, you see a completely different Savita, which is not a happy state to be in, but you're supported by your family, the husband, the children, or whatever, but they can't help you because you need professional help. You need somebody who is qualified to do it. तो ये मेरे मन में बहुत दिनों से है, लेकिन I have just been lazy. But because I have gone through for a long time, I know what works and what doesn't work. It also, the focus is on our beliefs. We are told stuff from our childhood. My parents were amazing, but they weren't perfect. They would say stuff which has stayed with me, and today it becomes difficult sometimes to decide because I don't know. Should I use my own will, or should I go with the conditioning or programming my parents or anyone in the family? So I personally want to know, are there centers, are there homes, are there places where women can go and talk dil khol ke, matlab jigar se, nahi.
No.
तो मने scope है कि मैं कुछ कर सकती हूँ.
Yes, you have.
Okay, wonderful.
We need to create.
Thank you.
Thank you, Savita ma'am. We need to create spaces where women should be compassionate with each other.
Yes.
And I think this organization has given us a strong will and a strong encouragement, because I've been in the school since 2003, and I was just, I think, 25, 26 years old. And I came with the baggage of 3 kids, just given birth to my last daughter, 2002 September, and I joined in December 2003. She was just 4 months old. And this school has given me an anchor. And I found myself where I have empowered not only myself, my sister, my mother, but my daughters who have been the alumni in the school. We, all of us as a team, have helped these girls who are studying here and who have been studying here, just to have, to take their own decisions. We have given them a process, a thought, where they have a say. When Minsha said that she's my student and I've taught her all these years, and this school has given us a space where we had a voice. We were voiceless in our homes because of the strong patriarchy we belong to. But when we came here, we broke all the barriers of patriarchy here. I have seen myself, my colleagues, and my students growing from a bud to a ferociously independent woman who is not only helping herself to come out of the traditional thinking of Kashmiri men, but also empowering the students, my students who are our future, to have a say in their future. I have started it in my house. I belong to a very orthodox, conservative family where women have to be veiled. Women do not have to talk, in front of the strangers. But the point is that with the help of my liberal father and a very supportive brother, and Dhar sir as a father, he has given us enough strength that today we are able to stand up on our foot, and men like him around, men like Dhar sir around, men like our colleagues around, I think we have found that small, himmat, thodi si courage. We have found that courage to stand ourselves and just help these girls and boys to understand that it is not only about women and men, it is about living of a human being. We're humans. By the end of the day, we all are humans, and we need to respect that human part of it. Irrespective of being men and women, we are humans. And in the higher self, there is no gender.
There is actually no gender when we are in the roles of a teacher, when we are in the role of a doctor, when we are in the role of a psychiatrist. We're not gender, we don't have a gender there. We need a human being to understand. So to break all this, I think this is the best place, and we are really blessed to have a place like this where we can have a voice, and we are really blessed to have people like Bharat sir and Savita ma'am, you, to connect with us so that we can together take it ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm curious, do you have a gender sensitization class or things that you do from your student level?
And we started with very early age, like 5 and 6.
Excellent.
So we have a program in place in the school. Thank you.
So many of our homes for humanity are dealing with very similar issues. So when I hear you, one, I think, of course, of our Pakistani sisters, where they say we have the 3 challenges: the war, the occupation, the patriarchy, and the women, the women not collaborating with women, and how they are working on all 3 fronts. So that's a great example. But in Mumbai, we have the women who were, I would happily share the story if we have, do we have 3 minutes more? Should I do it?
Yes.
Okay, I'd actually planned to share maybe the story of the Palestinian women, but I'll do the slum women of Mumbai. Shall I do it? Only she speak Hindi?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
या उर्दू अच्छा सलाम अलैकुम मेरा नाम है मुमताज़ maybe use that no we don't need तो जब मैं छोटी थी मेरे पिताजी ने हमें गांव से यहाँ मुंबई को लाया पर हमें छोड़कर मम्मी और मुझको छोड़कर वो कहीं चले गए मेरी छोटी बाई के साथ और हमने कभी उनको नहीं देखा मेरी मम्मी बहुत खूबसूरत थी तो मोहल्ले यूसुफ इस्लाम कि सारे आदमी उसे चाहते थे एक आदमी था वो एमपी था उसने कहा अगर तुम मेरे साथ नहीं आओगे तो मैं तुम्हारे बच्चे को लेके जाऊंगी उसने मुझे किडनैप किया एक छोटी सी कमरा में रखा 6 दिन के लिए मेरी मम्मी क्या कर सकती थी वो उसकी रखेल बन गई तो उसके बाद मम्मी ने मुझे कैद में रखा जब मैं 16-17 साल की थी मेरा शादी करवा दिया पर मेरा आदमी अच्छा नहीं था मुझे बहुत मारता था पर मेरी तो बेबी थी मैं क्या कर सकती थी और मैं सुनती थी कि एक एक घर में औरत सब एक साथ आ रहे थे और एक दूसरे के साथ बात कर रहे थे और वो मेरे जैसे कमज़ोर नहीं थे एक दिन मैं बेबी को लेकर वहाँ गई और मैं उनके साथ बन गई ऐसे था कि हमारे मोहल्ले में सब औरत अलग अलग थे और उनकी कहानी एक ही था हमारे आदमी हमारे साथ बहुत बुरा बर्ताव करते थे बलात्कार करते थे हमें मारते थे पर हमेशा हमारा ही फॉल्ट होता था हम तो औरत हैं तो हम चुपचाप रहते थे पर एक दिन हम सब एक साथ आए और हम एक दूसरे की कहानी सुनने लगे और इससे हमें पता चला कि हमारा शक्ति हमारे बाहर नहीं है हमारा शक्ति तो हमारे अंदर है जब हमें पता चला कि हमारा शक्ति हमारे अंदर है तो हमें एक आइडिया आया हम एक एक्शन टास्क फोर्स बनाएंगे हम सब औरत एक साथ जब किसी भी औरत का बलात्कार या बुराई हो रही है हम सब एक इकट्ठा होके वहाँ जाते थे और अपना झाड़ू कट्टा भी लेके जाते थे क्योंकि कभी कभी उनको रोकने के लिए उन्हें मारना पड़ता था हम दौड़ के पुलिस स्टेशन को जाते थे और पुलिस वालों को जगाते थे क्योंकि पुलिस वाले तो सोते ही रहते हैं और अपना काम करवाते थे और यहाँ ये सिर्फ नहीं हम औरत काउंसलर बन गए क्योंकि हमें मालूम था कि हमने क्या सफ़र किया था तो हम पति और पत्नी के साथ बैठते थे और उनका सोल्यूशन को उनका सिचुएशन को बदल देते थे और फिर इतने सारे आदमी जो हम औरत को मारते थे हमारे सबसे बड़े सपोर्टर्स बन गए इसके बाद हमने सोचा कि हम समाज के लिए कुछ करना चाहिए और हमने क्वेस्ट फेलोशिप शुरू किया हम औरत आप जैसे नहीं हैं हम पढ़े लिखे नहीं हैं हम टीचर्स नहीं हैं हम प्रोफेसर्स नहीं हैं पर फिर भी हम फेलोज बन सकते थे एक एक करके हम चुनते थे कि हमारे समाज में सबसे खराब प्रॉब्लम क्या है मेरे लिए, और उसके ऊपर हम रिसर्च करते थे। लाइब्रेरी में नहीं, वे हमारे समाज में हम मुल्ला के पास जाते थे, हम लड़कों के पास जाते थे और अपने पॉलिसी सॉल्यूशंस पूरा करते थे। और फिर हम पुलिस वालों के साथ, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट के साथ बैठकर अपने सॉल्यूशंस आगे करते थे। और अब आपको मालूम है हम क्या करने वाले हैं? हम एक ग्रासरूट लीडरशिप एकेडमी बनाने वाले हैं, जो हम औरत वहाँ लीडर्स होंगे और दुनिया के सब लोग आकर हमसे पढ़ाई करेंगे। ये हम करने वाले हैं। और हमने एक सरकार जैसे बनाया है, विमेंस फेडरेशन ऑफ द स्लम्स ऑफ मुंबई, और यहाँ पे कोई भी करप्शन नहीं है। हम सिर्फ अपने समाज के लिए काम करते हैं ताकि हर झोपड़ी में, हर गली में, हर मोहल्ले में सिर्फ एकता हो और हम सब एक साथ आगे बढ़ें। बहुत ही शुक्रिया। सलाम अलैकुम। और Mumtaz, she was a divorcee with a daughter. She married a Dalit who is a Buddhist, and they are working together. And in 2015, Mumtaz won the BBC's 100 women 100 women who are creating the future. And every woman in the slums of Mumbai is a women's leader. Sorry, I couldn't. My Hindi and everything was getting crazy. But उनका कहना है कि when you find your power within and you find your power with each other, then together we have the power to change the world. And आप सब में ये power है. Sorry, I took a little time. But
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
That was a dramatist.
My name is Saima. Yeah. Actually, I think what I was thinking, listening to everybody, that men should understand the rise of women doesn't mean the fall of men. I think that is the most important punchline that everybody should understand, and we as a women should connect together. We need to connect together. We need to think together and create the ideas which can really, really improvise and make the changes. As we have already talked, that we have very less organizations and all those things here, which where our women can go and talk their hearts out, whatever they are facing at their houses, like as they are working, and still they face challenges. Like for men, their work is important, their profession is important, but when it comes to women, if there's a problem at our home, their women have to compromise. They would have to take the leave. They would have to look after the family and cater the children and all the other things. But men, they will never come forward there. So I think there we face a lot of challenges and difficulties which men folk needs to understand. That is the basic things, the most important things we feel as we discuss it on every day, like that is the most important thing, that men should not feel that when women are working or their rise means that they are, at the low. That is the punchline, I think. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That's what Smara also told, that men, I think they need more counseling. We should have more centers for them. Really. Because they are, brought up totally in a different way.
As Savita rightly said, these goggles of cardboard are also conditioning from very, very early in life.
That's what.
Family,
Very true.
upbringing. So it's very, very good. I was listening to also where I said you are very, very fortunate to have a space which is open, free for you to talk to each other. And with the support of people like her and others, you can really craft a new narrative that is strength.
Definitely, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Yes, sir.
We would like to end with a poem for the women of Kashmir. And maybe you can see yourself in it. Our past was rich. Our past was cruel. But the future of the world is in this school. Our past was rich, our past was cool, but the future of the world is in this school. But the future of the world is in this school. We are raising our voice. We are raising our voice. We take decisions. We have a choice. Enough to face this lot alone. Women need a healing home. Men need counsel, changing mind, healing inside, growing kind. Violence, yes, has to end. Rising woman doesn't threaten man. Spread your fragrance, daughters, mothers. Break the barriers to the other. From divided to united. From now on, we are equally righted. For us, DPS is a home for humanity. We are breaking the walls to patriarchy. We empower one another as a daughter, as a mother. We take steps. We turn the page. We move forward beyond rage. Sisterhood is who we are, hand in hand. We are going far. Understanding is the key for building a Kashmir in unity. And from now on, come what may, every day is Women's Day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Very nice, very nice. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Now please put your hands together for Vikas sir, who has been always there for us and has given us Inox Cinema, for which we were all waiting eagerly. Thank you so much, sir.
You know, I think Sumaira ma'am knows I have a fear of public speaking, so she's trying to sort me out on that front. Yeah, so thank you everyone for sharing your ideas, for being so open with your ideas. That was fantastic, actually. That was really nice. It was enlightening. For those who don't know me, I come from a long line of very strong women. So, yeah, Dhanmati Dhar, Leela Bhan, Kiran Dhar, Rani Bhabhi, and now I'm married to a very strong woman, Sunanda Dhar. So, and I think growing up in a household of strong women, where men and women have equal respect, you do grow up as a strong person, and you're not that weak man who tries to show his importance or his by subjugating women. So I think the first thing we need strong women, which I see all of us here, and I think the future is going to be fantastic. All your kids are going to go to be really brilliant. So, so much so that you know, how do I start? Like, how do I start to say thanks for everything? To tell you my own journey in finding women empowerment, or whatever it is, the term today, sorry. And so I studied in Burnhall School, which is an all-boys school. And out of school, when I got to go to college, I would see all these women who would come across as more open and stronger than me, because we were in what in our terms is a talab ka mantak, you know, like we had not been outside of Kashmir for. So I started studying about, you know, what makes a woman tick, women's liberation. And at that time, 30 years ago, you know, Simone de Beauvoir, like bra burning or whatever, you know, that was what is termed as women's labor equality or something. And I figured out the answer, and I have challenged Darwin's theory in my own mind. I actually feel that men do come from monkeys, but but the women are a different and far superior animal altogether. So for all of you, get the monkey off your back, and you'll have a great future. So, and with that, I say thank you very much. Thank you. You guys have given us a lot of hope. You've been beautiful. The poem was amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. And best of luck. Best of luck.